Today is a bad news day in the world of Magic the Gathering. A ransomware attack just took place that could cause significant delays to the Innistrad Crimson Vow release schedule. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's also been discovered that a serious error has been made with one of the cards from the Crimson Vow commander decks.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends, I hope the day finds you well because we have an absolutely crazy situation to talk about. I mean, technically, we have two news items, but an error on a magic card versus this ransomware situation, it's pretty obvious what the main story is. So let us dive in talking about that. So what has happened is there is a distributor known as Alliance Game Distributors. Now, this is a big distributor group, right? This isn't some small, tucked away in the corner, whatever. This is going to affect like 10 people style organization. This is a large organization that sells Magic the Gathering. So they have posted an announcement on their Facebook specifically stating, you know what, I'll put it up on the screen while I read it for you here. It says, as many of you may know, we're currently experiencing systems issues affecting our order processes and communications. Our IT department and a team of third-party experts are working around the clock to address these issues and restore full operations. And I do want to point out that right now, as it stands, their website is still down. So, it continues. We've determined that the systems issues we are experiencing are the result of a ransomware attack. These attacks, unfortunately, have become increasingly pervasive in recent months, impacting organizations around the world. We want to assure you that the customer data and financial information is not stored on our network, and as such, we have no reason to believe it's been impacted by this attack. In addition to the investigation underway by our team of third-party forensic experts, we've also notified law enforcement. We understand that these are time-sensitive products releasing this week and are working as quickly as possible to determine our ability to ship products and fill orders. Thank you for your patience as we work to restore full operations as quickly as possible. We're grateful for your support, and we will share updates with you as soon as we have them. So this is a pretty standardized sort of corporate statement. If you don't fully comprehend what's going on, if you're not familiar with the idea of ransomware, the idea is that you infect a computer with software that allows you to essentially control their computer, take over their files, all that sort of thing. So that's what it is. It's basically like the hacker boys got in there with their special tech, right? So once this software is like put into the system, at that point, then these individuals who are usually off in some part of the world where you can't reach them, like this, the Alliance distributors are located in North America, right? But these sort of ransomware situations are going to be coming from far-flung parts of the world where maybe law enforcement isn't able to catch up with them the same way. Because basically how it works is they get paid in crypto. They take over your computer systems, lock them up and say, look, if you want access to these systems again, you're going to have to pay us. So you have to pay them crypto. Most of the time it's cryptocurrency, right? Some like lower class ones, I think, are like, buy us Apple gift cards or whatever. But ultimately what happens is they demand payment in a way that they can get it wherever they are in the world, and cryptocurrency can't really be traced. So that's part of the reason we're seeing more of this stuff happening. And I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that one of the reasons that we're seeing more of these is that some like shady government software that was created, I don't know exactly by who or for what exact purpose, but either way, that made its way into the hands of nefarious actors. I have no idea how true that is, but it surely sounds tantalizing from the whole like looking from the outside drama perspective. Woo, makes it feel like a movie, you know what I mean? But ultimately, the whole point is that they lock up your systems and say, you have to pay us if you want to gain re-entry. And as far as I understand, basically about half the ransomware things that happen out there, the companies go, you know what, we're just going to pay them. And they sometimes pay out millions of dollars. But even when you pay them, at least half the time when you pay them, they still don't unlock your systems. They just delete everything to remove any trace of them having done this. So it's a very, very dicey situation. And with this scenario where you've got the Alliance Game Distributors, which are shut down right now, like, understand, it's Tuesday, okay? This set is supposed to release like the pre-release. I mean, let's be very, very real. Right now, the way releases work is like the pre-release is the release. You can buy boxes. You can get almost anything at pre-release now. So as far as I'm concerned, the pre-release is the release event. So this set is going to start becoming available on Friday. It's Tuesday right now. Stuff needs to be shipped out. All these things need to be going around. Like, they don't send out stuff for pre-releases weeks or months in advance. You usually get the stuff right. I expect that most stores, when they're getting their stuff, will get it on like Wednesday or maybe Thursday if they're unlucky. That's how close they cut it to the pre-release dates. So having this sort of setup where they can't get into their systems, sure, the customer's data is safe elsewhere in terms of your personal information, but all the order information is going to be locked into the system. And you got to understand that on top of Magic, these guys are dealing with things like the Dragon Ball card game, the Pokemon card game, and if I'm not wrong, they have all that kind of stuff releasing all in this same time frame. So you have a whole bunch of different tabletop card games that are being pushed out. They got to handle board games. Like, they deal with a ton of different products. And this could clearly lead to a number of places being genuinely impacted in terms of release. Now, Wizards of the Coast hasn't come out and said anything, but this is also a developing situation. I don't know how many people are even aware of this situation whatsoever. So I don't know if Wizards of the Coast is going to come out and issue a statement on this. I don't know how long it's going to take Alliance to get up and running, but I do know it's an absolutely wild scenario, right? Like this, I saw it and was just like, wait, what's going on? Like, this new world that we live in, technology is amazing. Because on one hand, right now, I'm yammering to you. I can be on the internet. Let's talk about cardboard rectangles. But on the other hand, somebody on the other side of the world can be like, I'm about to ruin your business, which is, whew, that's crazy. You know, I mean, obviously with a company this big, it's not like they're going to go under from it, but it really is going to impact their ability to deliver for however long in the short term. And that's going to lead to a bunch of unhappy customers, which is really bad news. So that was the big story. Now let's talk about the messed up card from the Crimson Vow deck. So yesterday I put out spoiler videos for the 2 Crimson Vow decks. We went through all the cards. So if you want to check those out and you want to know all the new spoiled cards from the Crimson Vow Commander decks, go and watch the videos that I put out yesterday. I'll put them up on the screen at the end of this video for you. Why not? We'll make it that easy. So one of the cards, specifically, it's Kamber, all right? He is the black partner that goes along with the red partner. Now, when you take a look at the original, you know what? I'm going to put him up on the screen. This is so much easier. So just take a look at it up on the screen here. You'll see there are 2 variations here of Kamber, the Plunderer. And there is a big difference in the text of these 2 cards, which genuinely changes the functionality. So on the left-hand side, we can see the one that was spoiled to us, the one that will be appearing in the Commander decks. And on the right-hand side, you can see the extended art version of it that will be showing up inside of, I believe, set and collector boosters. Might just be collector boosters. But either way, you'll notice these 2 abilities are significantly different. They both care about creatures going to the graveyard, but the extended border version is significantly weaker because it only triggers on your opponent's creatures going to the graveyard, right? So, I mean, yeah, in Commander still, you're going to have more opponents. But either way, it really shuts down any kind of shenanigans that you could pull on your side of the table. And weirdly enough, this dude partners with that red lady. And the red lady's ability allows you to sacrifice permanents, right? So the idea was supposed to be, oh, look, you can sacrifice permanents to her, and then you get to trigger him. But now that it's based on your opponent's creatures, they don't have the same kind of, like, synergy that they did. And if you want to see the both of them together, or whatever, like I said, you can check out the videos. But either way, this is a situation where Wizards of the Coast has clearly made an error. This is another one where I don't think they've made a statement yet on which wording is the correct wording, but I believe it's safe to assume that most likely it's going to be the extended bordered version of it. I just feel like the smartest thing to do when you look at a situation like this and go, okay, which of these two abilities is more likely? This one feels more bonkers and crazy, so it's probably this watered down version. So as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be errated so that they both function that way. You can already see people are unhappy online talking about it, going, man, what's the deal here, bro? I want to use the Commander deck version. And other people saying this is going to mess people up because most copies are going to come from Commander decks, and their complaints are valid. Honestly, I will say this right now. There's no excuse for the level of mistakes that Wizards of the Coast has been making over the past year in terms of messing up card text. It is happening more and more frequently. I mean, the Strixhaven set was abysmal for that. You had cards that didn't even know their own name. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild. That's actually a great name for a video now that I think about it. The card that doesn't know its own name. It's like, wait, what? Anyways, that wraps up the bad news. I don't want to go on over long. I hope the rest of your day is enjoyable, my friends. Big shout out to all my patrons for supporting my channel. And link to the Commander Decks videos on the screen right now. See you next time.